Hi everybody, Stefan Kesting from GrappleArts.com. Rob Bernacki, who was the star and the genius behind the back attacks formula instructional that we put out a little while ago. Right when we launched the app, we said that we would answer questions from people who were in that first cohort of people to buy stuff.
The early adopters.
The early adopters.
Thank you, my friends.
So, to reward the early adopters, we're now answering questions. So, here's an email from Kelby. Kelby says, thanks for the app and greetings from Australia.
Good day.
Good day. I'm a white belt with 4 months experience in Jiu-Jitsu. I love the game and starting to feel like I'm beginning to understand something. However, the back is still a mystery to me. Your app has so much material that I'd appreciate advice on which backtake method or transition you think is the highest percentage and therefore the one that I should incorporate into my game first. If it matters, I'm also pretty big, 186 centimeters and 105 kilos. So, what's the easiest way that people can start seeing success with taking the back?
I'm going to split the answer into two there, because without the additional information that the person is rather larger, I would say in general, as a beginner, the chair sit is what I would mostly recommend.
Okay, and we've done a separate YouTube video on the chair sit, so they can go and reference that.
Exactly.
If you search for chair sit.
If you are a bigger individual, you're going to be fighting from the top more often, and you're going to be able to pressure people into guard passes, which will cause them to turtle. So most likely the turtle attack section is what you want to focus on. And depending on how tight your training partners are, when they turn to turtle, the low hook, which we have already also covered, but there's a knee jam section in the app, which looks like this. Anytime somebody's offering you a really tight turtle, you're going to jam your knee in to separate their structure here, pull them back, and go into was basically the truck in 10th Planet parlance, and move in to finish on the back.
Let's show that from the outside, please. So you're just jamming your knee in between my elbow and my own knee.
I'm taking my knee, pushing off the ball of my foot, creating a wedge to jam this as far as I can, and then I'm grabbing the ankle. If there was space, I can grab all the way through here, but generally speaking, I'm going to be grabbing the ankle and pulling back towards me. Now if we just turn one more little detail here that's important. When I pull my partner forward, I'm going to try to hook his leg with my leg. So my shin is blocking his knee, my ankle is pulling back on the lever to his knee, so it's creating this rotation, which is basically impossible to stop. Unless you've got some kind of weird Gumby limbs that I haven't seen before, it's going to turn somebody on their side. From here we can switch to the lever-based opposite corner control, hip escape, and attack the back in the choke.
And because you can use your weight, if you're a bigger guy,
you're going to be able to move people around a lot more with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's also not quite as dynamic, or doesn't require quite as much timing as some of the other ones.
Exactly. This is, especially as a beginner and as a bigger person, I would never say you're going to muscle it, because that's just not proper jiu-jitsu. But the amount of mass that you have in motion, you should control it very carefully. I know I have a few larger beginners at my academy, and I'm extra careful with how I introduce them to rolling, because when you're moving a lot of mass around, you can injure somebody more easily than you could otherwise. So because of the relatively slow speed at which this can be performed, it's a safe option for a bigger person attacking smaller people's backs.
So this, the chair sit, and the low hook. One,
Yes.
2, 3.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you.
My pleasure.